This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. It's so great to have you with us. Topping news, it is all systems go now for a multi-million-dollar capital project in the coastal community of Smiths Point. Today, the Deputy Prime Minister, along with other government officials, conducted a tour of the site where work has already commenced by a new construction company who was recently awarded the contract. Shashina Roll reports.
An extensive tour of the Smiths Point seawall project led a delegation to see firsthand some of the construction work that has taken place since a new contractor took over the project some 2 weeks ago. Turnquest says the project is expected to cost around $4.2 million once completed, but as Member of Parliament for the area, he is pleased that work is now ongoing.
We believe at the end of the day that this project will be brought to a successful conclusion. It is unfortunate that we've had the delay that we had as a result of issues that have already been outlined. But again, we are making positive steps now to get this project completed, and we're very excited and happy about that. As you know, this is hurricane season, and that is a paramount concern for us at this stage. Residents, I'm sure, are aware that there's a storm potential traveling at the moment. And so it's all the more important that we make the kind of progress as quickly as possible.
The DPM says that they are keeping in mind the fact that we are well into the hurricane season, and it is important for this project to be completed as soon as possible.
Residents, I'm sure, are aware that there's a storm potential traveling at the moment. And so it's all the more important that we make the kind of progress as quickly as possible to secure and stabilize the site so that in the event that we do, hopefully not, but in the event that we do have a storm, that we have minimal damage to the site and erosion, causing further damage and cost, both to the site as well as to the community.
Earlier this year, a multi-million-dollar contract was awarded to Smiths Construction Company for a 1,733-foot concrete seawall to combat the issue of coastal erosion in the area. However, according to Lewis, that contract had to be canceled for several reasons, including missed deadlines and the quality of work. Now that the contract has been awarded to Walk Construction, Lewis says he is pleased with the project so far.
It's obvious that the contractor that we've selected is now fully acclimated to the site. His team is working at full speed, and hearing from the Deputy Prime Minister as advised by the contractor, we're happy with the timelines. Even though that's a basic timeline, we'll do our best even to accelerate that.
We want to hire first those persons that are interested in working out of Smiths Point, and then we'll look elsewhere if we don't get enough people.
Now, despite the fact that there has been some adjustments for this project, it is expected to be completed within another 28 weeks. Shashina Roll, ZNS Network News.
One of the most awe-inspiring sights in the universe is set to take place this Monday, August 21st, as the Great American Solar Eclipse will occur. Here in the Bahamas, however, a local meteorologist explains what the effect the eclipse will have for the northern Bahamas. On August 21st, a solar eclipse is expected to darken skies in the United States. Those cities and states in the path of totality will experience darkness for a matter of minutes, but here in the Bahamas, the effect will be slightly different. Meteorologist Trinard Tynes explains what to look for and when.
The full eclipse will probably pass just north, but not just north, or several hundred miles to the north of us, but we're going to get a partial eclipse, which means that instead of getting a full one, we're just going to get a sliver of it, but it's going to be significant enough for us to see. And for us here in the northern Bahamas, especially Grand Bahama and the northern portion of Abaco, the eclipse will start for us here. Will begin, I know a report was sent between 1 and 5, but the actual time for us, it will be roughly about 1:30, 1:26, and then it completely be finished for us around like 4:30ish or somewhere in that ballpark. But the full partial for us, it sounds sort of funny, but the most part for us will be, let's say, around 3 o'clock.
He says there are two types of eclipse, and he gives the details on what will take place.
Solar eclipse is the moon going between us and the sun. A lunar eclipse is when the earth is blocking the sun from the moon. So that's the difference. This one here is the moon is going to be casting a shadow on us by blocking the sunlight from the sun.
There is great anticipation leading up to the big eclipse, and Tyne says that it is partly due to its rarity.
I think, if I'm correct, the last one they had was in the early 1900s when this was around on some part. I don't know the exact time, but it's not frequent. And also what makes this particular eclipse so special, it's only passing through the continent of the United States. It's going to start somewhere in the Pacific, and then it's going to end just a few hundred miles just to the west of the western coast of Africa. So it's only going to touch just the United States.
Additionally, the Ministry of Health and the Department of Environmental Health advising the public to protect their eyes when watching this Monday's solar eclipse. Health officials warned residents not to look directly into the sunlight without eye protection, as it can cause permanent damage to the retina, a light-sensitive part of the eye that transmits what is seen by the brain. Health officials say damage can occur without pain and can even happen days after the viewing of the eclipse. Eye damage associated with this may include not being able to see colors well and loss of central vision. Health officials say goggles, homemade filters, sunglasses, or even dark lenses will not protect your eyes when watching the solar eclipse. They advise using a special solar filter, such as eclipse glasses or a handheld solar viewer. Health officials further state to avoid looking at the sun through an unfiltered camera, smartphone, telescope, or any other optical device. Stay with us, there's more news right after this.